Imagine walking into a store with no money in your wallet. Your bank account is empty. Yet somehow you walk out carrying a brand new phone, expensive clothes, and the latest gadgets. How? A credit card. It feels almost magical. Swipe. Walk away. No cash leaves your pocket. No instant pain. Just a promise to pay later. But that simple promise has made banks billions of dollars every year, while millions of people quietly fall into debt. Today, we're uncovering the dark side of credit cards and why this tiny piece of plastic is far more powerful than most people realize. Let's start with a simple question. Why do banks give strangers thousands of dollars? Think about it. Would you lend $10,000 to someone you've never met? Probably not, yet banks do it every single day. Not because they're being generous, because they know something most people don't. They know that a large number of people won't pay their balance in full, and that's where the real money begins. A credit card isn't free money, it's borrowed money. The moment you swipe your card, you're spending the bank's money, not yours. Eventually, that money has to come back, and if it doesn't, interest starts working against you instead of for you. Here's where psychology enters the picture. Imagine buying a pair of shoes with cash. You physically hand over the money, you watch it disappear. Your brain feels the loss immediately. Now imagine buying the exact same shoes with a credit card. You simply tap or swipe, that's it. Nothing leaves your wallet at that moment. Because the payment is delayed, your brain often doesn't experience the same immediate feeling of loss. Researchers call this the pain of paying. When that pain feels smaller, people often end up spending more than they originally planned. This doesn't mean everyone overspends with credit cards, but it helps explain why they're so easy to use without noticing how quickly purchases add up. Now imagine this. You buy a laptop for $1,000. A month later, your credit card bill arrives. You expected it. But then you notice something interesting. Minimum payment, $30. You think, only $30? That's easy. So you pay the minimum. Problem solved. Except it's not. The remaining balance stays on your account, and interest begins to grow. Next month, you owe even more. Again, you pay the minimum. Again, interest grows. Months pass. Suddenly, that $1,000 laptop has become far more expensive than you ever expected. This is one of the biggest traps many credit card users fall into. The minimum payment isn't designed to help you become debt-free quickly. It mainly keeps your account in good standing while the remaining balance continues to generate interest. Now let's look at how banks actually make money. Many people believe banks earn profits simply by issuing credit cards. That's only part of the story. Banks earn revenue in several ways. Interest charged on unpaid balances, late payment fees, annual fees on some cards, transaction fees paid by merchants whenever customers use credit cards. Even when you don't pay interest, the bank may still earn money from the merchant processing your purchase. That's why businesses almost everywhere encourage card payments. It's convenient for customers, and it's become a major part of the financial system. But here's something many people never realize. Debt changes how people live. Imagine carrying a balance every month. Your salary arrives. Before you can enjoy it, a portion goes toward old purchases, not today's purchases, yesterday's. Month after month, you're paying for decisions you've already made. Eventually, you may find yourself using the credit card again just to cover current expenses. That's when debt becomes a cycle. You borrow because you owe, and you owe because you borrowed. Breaking that cycle can take months or even years. Now here's the surprising twist. Credit cards are not evil. In fact, when used responsibly, they're one of the most useful financial tools available. They offer fraud protection. They make online shopping safer. Many cards provide cashback or travel rewards. Some help build a strong credit history, which can be useful when applying for loans or renting a home. The problem isn't the credit card itself. The problem is using borrowed money to buy things you can't realistically afford. A credit card can either be a powerful financial tool or an expensive financial mistake. The difference depends entirely on how it's used. So how can you avoid the dark side? First, only spend what you could already afford with cash. Second, pay your full balance whenever possible to avoid interest. Third, never let rewards tempt you into buying things you didn't need in the first place. And finally, remember this. Just because the bank says you can borrow $10,000 doesn't mean you should. Your credit limit is not a spending goal. It's simply the maximum amount the bank is willing to risk. At the end of the day, a credit card doesn't make you richer. It simply gives you access to tomorrow's money today. Used wisely, it can make life easier. Used carelessly, it can quietly steal years of your financial future. So before your next swipe, ask yourself one simple question. Am I buying this because I can afford it, or because I can borrow the money? That one question could save you thousands of dollars and years of unnecessary debt. Because the darkest side of a credit card isn't the plastic, it's forgetting that every swipe has to be paid for someday.